Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about how a karate expert broke a scare actor's jaw and then tried to sue the theme park for it. Let's check out the story. In no doubt one of the weirder lawsuits to come before the Japanese judicial system this summer, the Osaka High Court was recently tasked with deciding where the responsibility lies in an incident in which a ghost had its jaw broken by a karate master. The karate expert in Japan who broke the haunted house worker's jaw with a kick in 2011 has lost his lawsuit against an amusement park. The man, who admitted to drinking before entering the haunted house in Toei Kyoto Studio Park in Kyoto in 2011, while traveling with his colleagues, had argued that the park should have warned visitors that humans acted as ghosts, and it should have protected its staff better. The karate expert was startled when a park worker, dressed as a ghost, stepped forward to frighten him. The man, who has not been named, kicked the ghost in the face and later said it was a reflex. The worker filed a lawsuit seeking compensation. A settlement was reached in 2015 when the karate expert agreed to pay 10 million yen, which is about roughly $52,534 in damages. He later filed his own lawsuit against the theme park's managing company, arguing that they were responsible for the incident as well and should cover a portion of damages that he had agreed to pay. The karate man based his claims on 4 factors. 1, there was no partition or physical barrier between the ghosts and guests. 2, the park had failed to train its employees to avoid attacks from customers. 3, the park failed to adequately inform customers that the haunted house contained human workers acting as ghosts. And 4, the park should have prohibited the man from entering the haunted house because he had been drinking. But the Osaka High Court last month ruled his kick was an overreaction, dismissing his claims that the park was partially responsible for the incident. The court said the man's kick that broke the worker's jaw, quote, went beyond the scope of reflexive action taken out of sheer fear. The, quote, ghosts were the main attraction of the park and they never physically attacked anybody, the court said. So there was no need for any customer to use physical violence. While it is true that the aim of the staff portraying the ghosts is to surprise customers, this is done with the understood principle that the haunted house is something that can be safely enjoyed, the court said. Unlike within the story of a movie or TV show, the quote ghosts are not actually attacking the customers, so there is no need for them to physically fight back. The court said, quote, it is difficult to find any justifiable motive or logical rationale for the karate expert's actions. Let's unpack that. So a karate master goes to a haunted house. While he's in the haunted house, a scare actor jumps out at him. He kicks the guy in the face so hard it breaks his jaw. Then gets sued for it and settles and pays. But then turns around and sues the theme park saying that it's somehow magically their fault that he physically assaulted someone. And he didn't just have like one reason either. He had like 4 reasons why he thought that the park was at fault for his assault on someone else. I love haunted houses. I quite enjoy haunted houses. I love going to them. I've been to the one at Universal Studios a million times. Halloween Horror Nights is a great time. I've also been to the one at SeaWorld. I think that one is very well done, and a slew of local haunts all across the United States. With that said, I don't know about you, call me crazy, but when I go to a haunted house, I fully expect there to be scare actors there, and I fully expect them to try to jump out and scare me, because that's the entire point of going to a haunted house. And another thing that kind of strikes me odd here is that you're a martial arts expert. You're claiming to be an expert in karate, and yet somehow somebody saying boo when you expect them to be saying boo scared you so much you had to break their jaw. Another thing that seems very odd to me is he kind of makes it seem like he didn't know there'd be scare actors in a haunted house, the one place that you will always have scare actors. But at least he did admit that he was drunk when he went in, so we can kind of maybe understand that he might be a violent drunk. This brings us to the question of the day, brought to you by X Marshall. Be sure to answer the question of the day in the comment sections below, so that way you could be entered for a chance to win a $100 gift voucher that you could redeem at xmarshall.com. And hey, maybe you don't win, that's okay. You can use promo code McDojo10 to get 10% off any of your purchases at xmarshall.com. Have you ever had a moment where you were so scared that you just physically assaulted someone out of a knee-jerk reaction? Maybe it was at a haunted house. Maybe somebody jumped out. Maybe it was a situation that really did warrant you physically assaulting someone, because maybe the reason you were scared was because they came out to attack you. I'd like to know your stories. So if that has ever happened to you, let us know your story in the comment sections below. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, memberships. Check out McDojoLife.com. Keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates. So she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this dude said he could move shit with his mind. He call himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip mall near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to